Peace family. Coming back to you with another great video. I would like to give honors to all of you. I would like to give honors to everybody handling their business, conquering their fears, achieving their goals, or moving towards achieving their goals. Honors. I would like to give praise to the Creator Allah. Peace, Islam. So this video is basically, I want to tell a little story that some of you may be familiar with, others may not. The biblical story of Joseph. So let's get into it. So Joseph was the son of Jacob, and Jacob was the father of the 12 tribes of Israelites. So he had 12 sons who became Israelites, right? So Joseph's brothers were jealous of him, and he told them about a dream where basically in his dream he will be ruling over them one day and they'll be bowing down to him. Well, he had this dream and he told it to them. And for the reason of this dream and the reason that his father, they felt his father loved him more than them, they were jealous of him. And one day a group was traveling to Egypt and they sold Joseph to them. So they sold Joseph into slavery. So Joseph was taken to Egypt as a slave, and these people who bought him somehow, I guess, traded him off to an Egyptian officer. So the Egyptian officer grew to love Joseph, because everything Joseph touched was prosperous. Joseph was good with his hands. Joseph was nice. Joseph can work. Joseph was honorable. Joseph would take care of the house. Joseph was good. As the Bible says, the Lord was with Joseph. So everything Joseph touched prospered. No matter if he was a slave, no matter if he was free. Joseph was good with his hands. He had skills, right? So the officer let Joseph basically rule over his house second to him in his personal domicile. So this officers would leave Joseph with his wife, and the wife tried to sleep with Joseph, and Joseph turned it down because Joseph was honorable. He wouldn't do something like that. So the wife later lied on him, and the officer got angry and threw Joseph in jail. Mind you, Joseph was good. He had a skill to see prophecy and interpret dreams. So it was two prisoners in the jail, and these two prisoners, he interpreted both of these prisoners' dreams for them, right? It came true. The prophecy that he gave to them through the interpretation of their dream came true. One died, the other one was restored back to his place serving Pharaoh, right? So later on, he remembered Joseph when Pharaoh had a blunder, a dream that he couldn't figure out. And he called all his people. None of his people can, interpret it. So he called Joseph. Joseph interpreted, told him, yeah, you basically going to have 7 years of good years, 7 good years of prosperity and good crops. The next 7 years is going to be lean. It's going to be bad. So you should save up through these 7 good years. So when the 7 bad years hit, you'll be good. So because Joseph did that, Pharaoh made him his head man. So nobody was above Joseph except Pharaoh. So Joseph was second in command of Pharaoh in all of Egypt, the whole Egypt. Joseph, mind you, he amassed his house. He came up as a slave. Now he running things. And not only is he running things, once the 7 bad years came, it hit where his homeland was, which is Canaan. Hit them. His brothers and his father had to end up coming to Egypt because Egypt had the food because of Joseph. Joseph told them, let's save this food. They saved the food up. So Egypt had all this food to give out, and all the rest of the surrounding areas, the land of Canaan, etc., didn't have nothing. So they had to go to Egypt or else they would die. So Joseph was the master over the food. So anybody that wanted food, Pharaoh, go see Joseph. So his brothers had to come see him. So later on, he revealed himself to his brothers or whatever. They got the crying, whatever, whoop, right? So then Joseph told them, don't be sad, that y'all sold me out and y'all sold me to slavery. Because if y'all wouldn't have sold me into slavery, y'all wouldn't be able to eat right now. We'd probably all be dead. Egypt probably would have been under if it wasn't for Joseph. So, I mean, you can take the story literal or either way you take it, the principles are real and the principles will never change, right? Which means law governs all events. Sometimes things happen, so other things happen. Sometimes things appear to be bad, but in the end, they turn out to be good, right? So let's get into this. Do you have the soul of a slave or the soul of a free person? Joseph, even though Joseph was a slave, Joseph didn't have the soul of a slave. He had the soul of a free person. Joseph had a powerful mind and he had a powerful heart. The heart that I'm talking about is not the physical heart. I'm talking about the subconscious mind. And he had a powerful conscious mind where he was aware of himself. That's why they said the Lord was with him. The Lord was within him. Joseph knew who he was, and he wasn't afraid of who he was, and he used his skills. That was a gift, right? So Joseph didn't have the soul of a slave, so he couldn't remain a slave. No matter where you put Joseph at, he wasn't remaining a slave, right? So I hear people today saying that what we suffer from is genetic. The slave syndrome is genetic. I personally don't agree with that. I think that our slave syndrome is mental, which then later on becomes genetic because whatever you think, you become. Whatever's programmed into the subconscious mind becomes programmed into the cells, into the DNA. So yeah, but I don't think originally it's programmed into us. I think at growing up, us being taught about slavery and what happened, showing the pictures, showing the trauma, which is real, it's a real thing, right? But I think after all of that, and the way we treat it and what we see in the news and what's going on, and this racial stuff and all this stuff, growing up in this weird world of color and differences and prejudice, this actually is the trauma, what gives us the trauma. Not that we're born with it. We're not born with it. It's programmed into us as we're growing, because a baby is born with no memory. The subconscious mind is wide open. Then later on, things are dumped into that baby's subconscious mind. And then later on, whatever is in the subconscious mind, the baby begins to act out, and that's how the baby functions. Is what you dump into the baby's subconscious mind becomes their belief system. So, do you have the soul of a free person or the soul of a slave? The soul of a free person can be in a type of a bondage, but their actions and their words and their heart and how they move is of a free person. So they're going to strive to get out. The soul of a slave is going to stay in that position. It's going to die a victim and not use its skills and its God-given abilities and the Lord and the Master that's within them to try to get out of it. Harriet Tubman, even though was originally a slave, she didn't have the soul of a slave. She had the soul of a free person. And in that time, she did what she had to do to become that free person. And she went and did it for others. In this day and time, it's different now. We're not in chains. We don't have to break away from Master House in that way. Now we're suffering from a mental slavery and an economic slavery. Like John Henry Clark said, y'all don't even make shoelaces. That's economic slavery. You don't produce anything. You're a slave to somebody who does produce things, such as shoelaces. You don't make shoelaces, so you got to go to the store and buy it, right? Okay. manufacturing, producing. That brings up your economic level. So we're suffering from economic slavery and we're suffering from mental slavery. So the soul of a free person, even though in a bondage, even though in a mental bondage or in an economic bondage, or even in the social bondage, which you see with the cops shooting us and stuff, that's a social, a type of a social thing that's going on, because they see us, oh niggers, oh bam bam bam, you know, that's some social, social stuff, right? So I don't think we can fix that until we fix the mental and economic slavery first, right? We fix the economic slavery, we fix the mental slavery, we can begin to work our way towards this social stuff and this police brutality, which has always been going on. The lynching never stopped, it's just a new form. The Panthers formed to deal with this type of activity. You see what I'm saying? And it's some things that I'm never going to say on video. So just got to bear with me, because it's a lot of things I want to say that I'm not going to say in a video. There's certain things just I'm not going to say, right? Which I want to say really bad, but I'm not going to do that, right? So this mental economic slavery is what we're facing now. So the heart of a free person, the soul of a free person would not play victim. He would do whatever to break out his mental slavery. He would educate himself at, no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what they show us on the news and YouTube and social media, he's going to be educating himself because he understands he has to break from mental slavery. Then he's going to attack the economic slavery. He's going to do what Harriet Tubman did, but only in reverse, because times is different. He don't have to do it that way she did it no more. It's a new way now. So he's going to find the ways to do that. And Noble Drew Ali has laid that down. Marcus Garvey has laid that down, because both of them had the soul of free people. They didn't have souls of slaves, even though we're descendants of slaves. And not all of us were slaves. Just a small percentage of us were slaves, but a lot of, it's enough. It was enough. So we're descendants of slaves, but that don't mean we have the soul of slaves. Harriet Tubman was born in slavery, but she didn't have the soul of a slave. So you should get where I'm going at. I'm sure the people who see this is just as smart as me, or if not smart, there's a lot of people smarter than me. You see? So I know y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all understand, right? So that's basically what going to conclude my video. I don't want to drag on and ramble on for too long, but just keep it short, to the point, and sweet. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understand what I'm saying, and I hope you can feel my spirit, because the warrior doesn't have the soul of a slave or the soul of a victim, even after being victimized. You see, because we're going to strive. So in the Moorish Science Temple, in our doctrine we know that without a foe, a soldier never knows his strength. So we know we always going to face an opposition. And balance is something that's not a balance. Is when you walk, you got to stay balanced. Because if you don't work to stay balanced, it's impossible to be balanced. So balance is not something that you're going to achieve and it's going to stay like that. Long as you're in the physical body and you're in the physical world, every day you're going to have to work for balance. Every day you're going to have to balance your time. Every day you're going to have to work to balance your diet. Every day you're going to have to work to balance your life, balance your marriage, or balance with your children, balance with your job, with your work, with your business, everything. You in the flesh. Every day is going to be a struggle. Every day you're going to have to work. So that's going to conclude my video. Take care. Share. Please subscribe, because it's coming. This information is coming, and it's going to be powerful, as you see. Right? So share, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Take heed. Take heed. Those who will. I know I can't please everybody. I can't say everything that everybody gonna like. But those who, real recognize real all the time. So share, subscribe. With that, I say peace.